Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. And in this episode, we are almost certainly going to kill Zombie Jebediah a second time. Well, we'll see how it goes. We are going to attempt a Duna landing with our landing craft over here. Now, a couple of things. First of all, you know, how? Oh, I can't lower legs. I have a long engine this time. I'm gonna smash that engine, aren't I? I am gonna smash the engine. I saw some people say something about him, like, what are you talking about? This is exactly the same lander that I used for the moon mission. But I didn't. On the moon mission, I had a Terrier. Oh my. So really, we're going to have to make sure we land gently enough to not smash the engine to bits. Well, that's going to be hard. And probably almost impossible. So anyway, I was going to say there's probably 50% chance that we just destroy the ship entirely. Out of the remaining 50% chance, half of that will probably be a good chance that our aerobraking attempts, since I really know nothing about it. I know there's an atmosphere. I know you can, in theory, slow down with the air, but I probably won't slow down enough. Therefore, we'll have to burn all my fuel to simply stop. And honestly, I'll probably smash the engine. So that means we'll have to have some sort of rescue mission for Jebediah later on. But I was going to say, well, before I saw the engine, I was going to say there's got to be at least a 25% chance that I survive this. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to say there's a 10% chance I survive with the engine intact and enough Delta V to leave. And a 90% chance that something will go horrifically wrong. Hopefully Jebediah will still survive. And we can roam around on the surface and plant a flag, and then we can go and rescue him later with a better mission here. Okay, I'm going to make sure that all my fuel tanks on this module here are indeed full. And they are. Good. Okay, so this is completely full of fuel. Presumably it's also... do I have... Whoa! 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 Stop! 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 You know why? I was just in the, turn on the SAS to freeze things. I was just in the VAB, so I was trying to scroll by holding shift and then rolling the mouse wheel. Because, for some reason, Kerbal likes to have slightly different shortcut keys in different things. So yes, do not hold shift for that. I was going to check to see if we've got RCS on this, and we do. Man, the SAS is really not doing a terribly good job of stopping the rotation. I guess because we do have some reaction wheels on here, but there's a whole lot of mass. I could turn on all my RCS to freeze the rotation, but let's let it go ahead and very slowly stop that spin, and that's going to be okay. So, actually, I don't have any monopropellant here, so let's go and Alt-click and Alt-click and say in on the monopropellant. Do we not have any electric charge either? Because we are eclipsed, we actually shouldn't have been using that much energy. I guess the science lab is using quite a bit of energy. Okay, that's why my rotation's not stopping, is because we are currently eclipsed. Now, hopefully I haven't knocked myself out of orbit. No, I haven't. Our stats are still mostly circular, so let's go ahead and just fast forward. Oh, I guess that will freeze the rotation too. Forgot about that. There we go, until we get into the sun, and then we'll get an electric charge again. Okay, so we are full of monopropellant. No, we're not. In. There we go. We're full of monopropellant over here. We don't have any other cases. I mean, we're gonna do everything like as if we're assuming we're coming home, which we're probably not. They're right about that engine. We had the Terrier, so that's two things. By reusing this design last time, that led to two mistakes. One, the coupler, and two, the fact that I have a long engine here instead of the short Terrier. But that's okay. All right, let's go and see. What we'll probably do is fuck this up, but we're gonna learn a lot about the atmosphere of Duna, and then we'll build another mission after that that will be a better ship. So expect failure in this episode. Failure is fun, so. Jebediah should still be in there. There we go, undock. Which does put me in here. For some reason I get a mission right away. For science? How come I wasn't getting these pop-ups a second ago? Okay, atmospheric scan. Keep. Oh, I know why. Because I already have all this in the other thing. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is reset my experiments again. Grr. So I've got to move far enough back so that this coupling resets. I don't know if that's enough. And then go forward again, and then redock. That's because when I was docked with a ship, it knew that the experiments hadn't, like, they weren't new experiments. Did I go far enough away? Nope. Set as target? Oh, maybe I hadn't done that. Well, no, I bet you it still would have clamped. Alright, let's try this again. Forward. And, there we go. Doesn't look quite right, but it is. So I trust the nav ball, not the screen. Okay. So once again, I'm going to have to EVA with Bob. So annoying. Let go. Turn on my boosters. Wow, the whole complex is shaking quite a bit. Oh, I think because the reaction wheels are trying to stabilize things, and they're sort of fighting against stuff. That should be okay. Technically EV over a different landscape. Alright, that's fine. Why did you change my view this way? There we go. Come down. We're so elegant in the last flight. Alright, collect all the science one more time. Sorry about this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Good. Collect data. Reset. Take data. Collect data. Restore. And the thermometer. Take data. Good. This is a lot of shaking. This is way too much shaking. Turn off all the SASs and shit. There's no reason you should be shaking like this. You know what? I could probably kill it with a bit of a time warp as well. But I'm not going to time warp while I'm doing EVA. Really? Couldn't grab there? Grab. And up, 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 up. Board. Time warp. Stop time warp. Okay. Stop shaking like a bowl full of jelly. Okay, let's try that one more time. Undock. And switch over to this bad boy. Excellent. Move the science over here. So we're not going to science this stuff because, actually, it's interesting we didn't get the duplication message. You know what? It's fine. Let's go and land. Let's figure the fucker out. So, from here, well, we definitely want to make sure that we back off some more. So I guess I'll go ahead and back away. We do use a little bit of Vermont propellant to redo things, but we're still going to have enough to dock. This is a small and light enough ship. If we do get back up here, we'll be able to mostly dock on our main engine, and I have no worry about that. Speaking of main engine, let's make sure we are at full thrust on there. I want to adjust the parachutes. If they can work, what I want to do, because you can activate them sort of early, but they need a certain pressure before they activate. So I'm going to drop the minimum pressure requirement on all those, and also increase the altitude at which they fully open. And I'm going to do that for all of them. Now my plan, I know they're not quite even. I guess I'll change this one. So I don't have proper drogue chutes, and maybe I should have. But my plan is to have them, because they do the half open, is to come in, open one of them as a test and see if it just gets ripped off. And then go from there. We must have Highlands data in the other ship. Review data. Oh, I can actually transmit this right away. This is Lowlands. Keep it. We're going to have to travel this home. High over the sun. Temperature. We are still full of science here, so just keep this for now. Keep that. Maybe we are over a different biome. Oh, we can do a crew report over Midlands here. Okay, I won't do the material study or the temperature scan because I'm hoping to do it from the ground. Really, I could get a crap ton of science just orbiting the planet here. But let's take the atmospheric pressure. Oh, no, this is space, so no. Reset that. And the temperature scan is space. It's not biome specific, so no. Okay. So I'm definitely got that. Alright, so now, once I'm safely away from the ship, it doesn't really matter which side we land on. We should have plenty of electric charge. We can always wait for another day. My idea is this. Am I truly safe from the ship? I am. So, be in orbital mode. Turn retrograde. And I'm going to try to come in as shallow as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and burn. So, I mean, at this point, I'm in the atmosphere. That might not be enough for a break in one pass. I suspect what will happen is we'll come through, lose some amount of our APO effectively, but then come back around. No, I'll go ahead and give it a little bit more. It's fine. Bring down to, yeah, there we go, about 20. So, pressure's still a lot lower, wow, because I think based on the wiki, the pressure on the ground is something like 20,000 Pascal or whatever it's called. So 20 kilopascals, and at 20,000 it's only 0.7 K. So it's a lot less, but it might be enough. Let's bring it a little bit lower. Okay, and call that good enough. So I'm hoping that that will be enough to air break us completely. I mean, if we happen to miss, then it comes around, but the problem is then we won't be coming in quite as steeply. And if all goes well, we'll land somewhere over here-ish. I have no idea if this is going to work. So we're going to warp to around here. Oh, wait. I'm interpreting my sides a little differently. So we'll land over here, which will be darker. But we're going eastward right now. The planet's spinning this way, so wherever we might land in the dark spot, but it'll become light. So we might not get the shadow to guide us, but other than that, we should be okay. All right, warp to here. But as soon as we drop below 50K, it will... Oops, time warp. It will actually automatically kill the time warp. Because we'll be in the atmosphere at that point. I just want to make sure not to time warp too much, or it'll sort of skip into the atmosphere. There we go. Okay. Oh, wow. The mod's automatically retracting those. That's useful. Oh, I had the RCS on this whole time. How much fuel do I have left in there? A good amount. I suppose, yeah, we'll do everything that we can restore. Although, part of me is thinking maybe what I should do is actually email as much info back home. It's only half science, though. I'm okay. I'm going to do an EVA here real quick. It's a bit risky. That's okay. For now, just kill some rotation. Yes, science is worth the risk. EVA, grab it, board. Okay, and a temperature scan. Okay, we're going to leave the others because we can't reset them. So we are in the atmosphere. So my question now is I'm going to go ahead and activate one of these parachutes. So, because there's not enough pressure, it hasn't done anything yet. But once there's enough pressure for that, it'll go out. And the question is, will that destroy my ship? I don't know. Hold retrograde from now. Actually, we might have to force holding retrograde the entire time until our parachutes are out. Just because our ship is not aerodynamically configured to automatically have its tail go the right way, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to hold the ineffectual landing gear for now. Yeah, this engine is going to pop. Almost certainly. I suppose what I could do is I could lock the suspension. It makes for a much stiffer landing, which I'm assuming reduces the ability for this to soak impact. But what it means is they won't telescope down. Here, I'll open this for a second. They won't telescope in enough, and it just won't help, actually, one way or another. So we're going to have to try to land as softly as possible. I don't remember how much impact the engines can take. I think it's about 6 meters per second. Alright, well, we're still in the atmosphere. Presumably, actually, over here, if we watch our apoapsis, it is dropping, and that is definitely true. I wonder if I use the drogue chute here, if I just, like, forced it, like, to be okay with, like, 0 atmosphere. If it would open here and be functional and not rip off. The big question at a certain point will be, in surface mode here, you know, how fast will we be going that will still be supersonic and therefore, you know, probably rip off our parachutes. I don't know if we'll get any flame effects. I actually have no idea if we'll get flame effects doing this. So our apoapsis continues to drop. Periapsis is dropping as well, actually, so I probably could have come in more shallow than this. Actually, I definitely could have come in more shallow than this. Which was my goal, is to come in as shallow as possible, like, as, you know, just skim the surface. That way I have the most possible amount of time in the atmosphere. Oh, this is going to be disastrous, you guys. This is going to be epically disastrous. But, again, you know, we might lose the engine, but I think we can survive with Jebediah, in which case, once we're on the ground, we'll figure out exactly what we want to do. I do have an antenna on this, right? Yes, right over there. Okay, well, we're definitely going to impact the ground. There's no question about that. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say this can deploy with no pressure. Oh, it always has to have some pressure. So we're still so thin. We are at 30,000 feet. This is about 108 pressure. Again, at surface will be about 20,000. And I think it's about 5 times that on Kerbal. So it's definitely effectively space here. Although enough to have killed off, you know, some of our orbit. Our actual surface speed isn't dropping as much as we'd like, but, you know, dash life. I guess there's no reason not to go ahead and pop these out now. Oh, God. I could actually adjust it. If I brought these fuel tanks all the way down, this design would be fine. I just, you know, didn't account for that one. I changed the engine. Didn't account for the leg space. Poo. Alright, I would like to fast forward this. I suppose I could do some physics fast forwarding here, which might not kill us, but I feel like I should be doing it safe. Let's just go to ×2. No more than that. We're staying intentionally locked retrograde. Nice sunny area. Lots of battery charge. And yes, I realize, well, the SAS here wouldn't use any extra power either. Any power that is used for the reaction nodes, yeah, it's still being used one way or another. Okay, 20,000. At this point, we have 722 pressure. And it's still not enough for the chutes to trigger. Because I did, you know, activate this one, right? Yeah, I can't unactivate it. But it needs... What is this main pressure then? Oh, atmospheres probably, which means it'll open up shortly before 15,000 feet. Because at 15,000 feet, we've got 0.02 atmospheric pressure. Yeah, that's what the number I should look at instead. So there it is. Okay. Is it intact? Yes, and it is slowing us down. Okay, let's deploy all the chutes. Fuck it. Oh no! It's destroyed by air forces. Oh, I should have waited a little bit longer for that message. Still, these are slowing us down. We did lose one chute. But I think we may have slowed down enough that the other chutes won't rip off. Okay. I think we indeed did. So, we only have 2 chutes. Now, my engineer should be able to, repack them all, but I'm assuming also the one that got ripped off. The engineer, of course, is the one in my space station. You know, assuming my engine doesn't blow off and I can get back up. It would have been better, I think, if that had been an actual drogue chute. I assume the drogues just can support, you know, higher relative speed. Either they're stronger, or they just have less surface area, so there's less to rip. I'm not EVAing report here, thank you very much. Now, I don't know what my altitude above the ground is. One thing that MechJeb doesn't have, that Kerbal Engineer did... Oh, it does have surface info. There we go. Because, of course, you can see your altitude from inside the ship. True altitude, 5 kilometers. Surface speed is dropping nicely. Fucking hell, we might be able to do this. Yeah, stay pointing here. I'm actually going to go ahead and derate the engine here, so that we might be able to do a bit of an assist. We're 2 kilometers up still. And coming fast. Okay, surface speed is basically 0. I'm going to tell this, just keep me locked straight up. Okay, our surface speed is definitely going to be too high to survive if the engine touches. So... let's kill all the horizontal speed. Whoa, fucking hell, that is not the right way to do that. Really not the right way to do this. We're definitely moving quite a bit sideways here. What's our altitude? 30. Going too fast. Whoa! I hit the wrong button there. And stop. Don't fall over. 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 Ah, well, the engine survived, but we fell over. Okay, because we landed on the slope. We might still be able to take off. It's possible. Build up a little speed. Obviously, we'll scrape along the ground. If I were to bring in the landing gear... Whoa! That was a bit more of a flip. Okay. We might be able to use the landing gears as skis. We're pointing away from the surface. If we just go to full thrust, we're going to take off that way. Fucking hell, this might work, you guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and deploy. So we're going to turn this off. Oh, shite. Okay, we might be able to turn ourselves still a little bit. I'm going to extend that one solar panel. Guys, we've landed on Duna. We didn't kill Jeb. We've got big question mark. 1200 delta V. I have no idea if that's enough to get into orbit of Duna. But it's still quite a bit less gravity than on Kerbal, so maybe it's fine. Holy crap. I have no idea if this can work. Okay. Activate the material study. What do we get out of this? Samples appear to be permanently red. You consider sending missions in pink EVA suits to reduce cleaning costs. That's pretty witty, actually. Mystery goo. Here the goo is turning red and angry. Ooh, wouldn't like it when it's angry. We can do a seismic scan here. Seismograph barely responds. If this planet ever had seismic activity, it doesn't anymore. Good data, though. And we're going to take data, store data. Let me get back on board, do a crew report. It's extremely red. Over. Keep that data. I think, actually, I forgot. I probably could have taken a crew report on the way down. We'll try to take one on the way up. EVA, and before I forget, again, I'm going to take all the data and then store it. EVA report. This is while flying over Duna. Recorded observations. Okay, that is not particularly interesting. We'll store that, and we'll let go. All right, and then we'll just hug the surface. Oh my God, I didn't think this would work. I hug you. Okay. Ow. Did I just move the whole ship? I think I did, actually. Yay! We're so fucked, but it's okay. All right, EVA report. Would this be a good place to have giant sandworms for pets? I like it. We can transmit some of this. In fact, I'm going to make a pass and transmit anything that I can transmit at 100%. I will transmit from the surface before I try to take off with my skis. Surface sample. Pick up some loose stones that look to have been part of a landslide. Keep the data. And, most importantly, plant the flag. Still haven't figured out what direction they plant the flag in. But that was perfectly fine. Still wish I'd take the time to make a custom flag. Where are we? Highlands. I think the flag titles should just I should use informative flag titles. Like, first landing dash Jeb dash Highlands. So I remember the biome. Skis are a totally valid takeoff strategy. Right? Boom. Okay, well, I guess we're going to find that out next time. I'm going to go and, I guess, collect the science, because we might be able to transmit some of this stuff. Well, hold on. I should do some, like, hoppy stuff. Whee! Oh. EVA. Oh, that was EVA above the surface, which we've already gotten and stored. I wonder if there's another highland, another, big map. Another biome nearby. Is there any chance there's one within walking distance? Or skiing distance? Let's take a quick look, and we'll wrap this up. Next episode, we'll see if our takeoff works. If it doesn't, well, I mean, if it doesn't, then I guess no matter what, we have to send a new ship. If it does, we could consider trying another landing with this ship. Sucks that this was a slope. I was too focused on just the basics of it working than to find out if I was somewhere safe. I might still have to basically do the same thing next time, and then I sacrifice one chute on the way down. One thing I could have done is not dependent on the chutes quite as much to arrest my sideways motion. Got anomalies. So where am I? I'm right here. So, was it right click? Yeah, right click. Close this. We don't need to generate the big map, just a little one. Alright, if I go east, not that I know exactly where east is, actually. Let's watch the motion. Well, the clouds move on their own, so that's not rotation. But there are some more biomes that we could get surface samples for and EVA reports for. Well, I guess we will do that next time. We'll get that info. Well, you know what? I'm a little concerned. We're going to spend all our effort. How far is it? I can't even see myself moving on here. Oh, no, okay. I'm going towards the ridge over there. I'm worried I'm going to spend all my effort, like, grabbing some soil samples and things like that, and just, like, die on on attempted liftoff. Tell you what, between episodes, I'm going to go and hike to these other biomes, get an EVA report and sample support from the non-Highlands, run it back here, and in next episode, I'll have stored that all in the tin can, and we will attempt takeoff. Thank you very much for watching, folks! See you next time. Bye-bye.